Good friend of mine in Florida back then, he had this company, restoration company. They were doing really good. They were doing probably 32 million a year. And one time he gets to me and he said, like, why don't you learn how to do the mold assessments? There is a big industry on mold. And probably here in the north, you don't have that problem that much. In Florida, it happens a lot. People that lives in an apartment close, no AC for 6 months, then they come back to their vacation apartment, is blacking it, right? The moisture. So I started that way.
So you started a mold assessment company?
Yeah, actually, we still run it on the side, right? It's a second business we got. We do mold assessments all across Central Florida, but that's how it started. And we started doing mold assessment. We killed it the first year because, of course, we had this big partner company well established that was boosting us. And then this guy one time, he comes at me and he says, you should help me with the estimates. I'm a person that I'm very good friend with technology. Like, I like technology. I'm always trying to keep updated on what's going on. And technology treats me really well. So my friend comes to me. We kind of built this rapport. We had a friendship. We still talk to the day. And he comes to me. He said, Mauro, you're really good with technology. Mauro is the shorter version for Mauricio. My friends call me that way. So he said, look, I'm paying this estimator for writing these estimates for me. Why don't you check around and see if you could do it? So I started learning about Xactimate. He had the software. He had everything. And they were hiring somebody to write their estimates. So he kind of showed me that to me. I started studying that. That's where I learned more in depth about Xactimate, estimation, insurance proceedings, and how this whole environment works. Started writing his estimates. Initially, we were writing estimates exclusively for this company, but then I realized that it was a need in the market for that. I realized that not only him was needing estimates, but everybody in the middle between the contractor and the restoration company, roofing company, siding companies. And what I realized is that the roofer, the contractor, even the guy that does floor, plumbing, they are good at what they do, building that roof. When you have that great roofer that builds impeccable roofs, sitting on a computer for 3 hours writing an estimate and learning a new software, that might not be his cup of tea. And I kind of find that as a pattern in the industry. They are on the field. They want to build stuff. They don't want to sit down and have to deal with all this paperwork. So I started training people, sharing the knowledge I had, and slowly the company started growing. That way it allowed me to detach myself to writing estimates, having trained personnel doing it, and we started growing and looking for more customers on our
Which trade
bag.
Surprised you the most? With how much money was being left on the table, and why?
Well, it is actually roofing. I realized that and we became big on roofing after joining you. After, once we start joining forces, working together, now we started becoming that little authority on estimation on roofing. And immediately I felt this. The roofing company feels that the adjuster words is law. They feel that they got to take whatever that insurance company is showing on that Xactimate. And this is very wrong because remember, that roofing company that is really good and builds impeccable roofs, when you compare with that insurance adjuster, that guy has never built a roof. That guy really don't know the intricacies of building a roof. Typically, these adjusters, they do like a 2-week training, and now they are adjusters. And not only that, they need to know about roofing, but they need to know about plumbing. And so if you're an insurance adjuster that has 200 claims on your desk, ready to be processed, it's expected to see missing items. And what I saw on the roofing industry is that the roofer was just taking whatever they had. They feel that they cannot rebuttal or ask for any additional item that it was missing. And it's definitely something that is hurting them a lot because, again, I don't want to say it's lack of knowledge. Let's say these adjusters are blasted a lot of job and yeah, they might miss items.